And we are live. Episode 3. We're live, Jim.
Hey,
you're back.
Welcome. I'm back.
I missed you last week, but Grant and I had a good time.
It didn't sound like you did. I listened to the start of it.
Yeah, no, we had a great time. It was awesome without you, actually. Wonderful podcast.
I can go away again if you like.
No, stay. Yes, Jim and I this week talking about, what are we talking about? We're talking about niching down or having multiple brands for different aspects of your photography business. So commercial versus weddings. Do you have different brands? Do you put it all under the same brand? What if you do pet photography? How many different Instagram profiles do you need to have to run a photography business that caters to more than one type of client? That's what we want to talk about. And why do we want to talk about that? The answer is there is no answer.
Yeah.
Because I've seen it done well both ways. The question is, what's the right answer for you, Jim? Because that's the question that you face right now.
I know. Yeah, we had this chat this week. And I don't know what the answer is. I think that I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Well,
I guess we can work through that.
We'll figure it out today. We'll look at the website, go through some things, and make a plan for your 2023 marketing. If anyone is listening, feel free to jump in the comments and tell Jim what he should do to run his business this year. Or if you've got any questions about this topic or any topic, throw it up so we can answer them. Okay, let's. How should we start? Should we look at the website?
Yeah, let's start with that. It's probably easiest to chat through that.
I'll pull it up. Pull up the website. No. We haven't updated it for a while.
No, it's still working.
I mean, it's still booking new weddings. Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
It's a little,
well, the work is still good, I guess. Yeah. That's super wide.
It's super wide, but that's just how it looks on a MacBook Pro. Okay. So this is, just for any of you that don't know, this is Justin and Jim Photographers. This is mine and Jim's wedding photography mainly website, but it also has commercial work and family work and things on it. Jim and I started working together 8 years ago. I don't know. 9 years ago?
2014, I think.
Yeah.
Nigel and Steph.
Yep. Which was, to start with, it was just under my business name. And then we quickly kind of merged it into Justin and Jim so that we could both operate under the same kind of business name, marketing platform, one social media account, one website, put all the content through the same place. And often we were shooting together on a lot of jobs as well. So
especially back then.
Yeah, exactly. Early on, we basically just, instead of having two separate businesses, we basically merged them into one business. That now is pretty much mostly Jim's business because he shoots almost 99.9% of the weddings, which is the bulk of the work that comes through. And basically, you're thinking of maybe trying to push. We've always done commercial work, but we've never really pushed it.
We haven't pushed it at all. We made a page 6-7 years ago. We've added a few photos here and there to it, but that's about it. Like, we don't do
that page.
Any
page
advertising.
looks like this, and it's got a little bit of information, mainly for SEO purposes. Some clients that we worked with. It hasn't been updated for a long time.
I reckon since we made that page.
Yeah, easily over 5 years. You've still got some, some cool car photography on there. The little pooch. But yeah, we've definitely got a much bigger body of work for commercial work that we could put up there as a portfolio. We've got logos of companies that we've worked with that would add some credibility to this page. But really, before doing that, the question is, should this even be a page on what is primarily a wedding photography website, or should it be a separate thing altogether? And how to figure that out, I don't know. What do you think, Jim?
I think, like from our chat the other day, I do like the idea of maybe having a landing page for our website, rather than, at the moment, our landing page is literally just the page that you're currently seeing, which is 100% wedding focused. Other than the tab that says commercial or family, it's all about weddings.
The goal is to attract couples and book them for weddings.
Mm-hmm.
But that goal might be shifting slightly if you're maybe looking to not book the maximum amount of weddings possible, and maybe try and fill in with some more commercial work, or even transition to, a 50-50 or 60-40 kind of split between weddings and commercial work.
Yes. Yep.
How to go about that? Maybe a landing page that says weddings, commercial, has kind of an equal representation, and then sends people through to this website. But then that you would still keep the same brand for both, but a landing page just to split off onto two different themed websites.
Yeah, I think so. And maybe even a third with some sport.
Okay.
Something that we're both maybe passionate about. Something for that, possibly. Since I guess we have started to do a little bit more of that.
Yeah.
Together as well.
So I guess that it's easy enough with websites because they're more static. You don't have to update them quite as often. But so how does that work then? So say if you're even looking to do 3, which is getting pretty crazy, what does social media look like? I mean, if we jump over to the Instagram, the old Instagram, and we scroll through, it's heavy on weddings, obviously, because that's you're shooting them every weekend. The couples want to see stuff on there. You want to post things on there, and would you be thinking of having 3 separate Instagram profiles as well?
I don't want to.
Sounds like a lot of work.
One feels like a lot of work, let alone 3. But when was I don't remember the last time we posted a commercial shoot. Doesn't mean that we can't start doing it though. But does it detract from our current people? The couples that we're trying to attract.
Do you think it would stop people from perceiving you as a specialist wedding photographer if they were seeing commercial work and sports work spread through this feed?
Maybe a little bit. It would. I feel like it potentially would detract. Just having that mixture, especially say if you've you've had a cool shoot that you're really stoked on, so you might post 6 photos, and then you kind of lost the top 2 lines of your feed. Is sort of, and then people might go, oh, they're not really, wedding people or anything like that.
Yeah. Okay. So then you're looking at more than one Instagram feed.
Maybe, yeah. But maybe I'm thinking about it right now, and I'm thinking that maybe 2 would be enough, and you could
definitely
run the commercial and the sport together.
You definitely could. Yeah, I think commercial and sport definitely goes together. And look, you could put a little bit through the main wedding profile as well, just to kind of cross promote a small amount. But yeah, you'd probably be looking at least 5-to-1 or 10-to-1 wedding posts to commercial posts on your wedding feed.
Yes.
Get a comment here from Elena Jennings. Sounds like you need to employ a virtual assistant for social media management, Jim. Then you can have unlimited social media feeds. Mm-hmm. Hey, that's an option.
Yeah.
Outsource.
Do you know anyone, Elena?
See what she says.
Hmm?
It is an option. It's an option to outsource that stuff. I mean, especially it's hard because you got to write captions as well. But I mean, flagging photos in Lightroom or something, and then exporting stuff that just gets posted. then someone else takes care of it. That's possible.
Yeah. All the work's all the work is there, ready to go, from our sneaks. So a couple of days after the wedding, there is plenty of content sitting there. Yeah, but it always seems like a big job to post and tag and do all that sort of stuff.
Keep up with it. And I mean, particularly with with wedding photography, posting and tagging venues and sending those photos to venues and that sort of thing is a lot of work, but it can also be extremely important to keep the business rolling. Probably the most important thing, I think, is getting photos to venues and tagging venues in photos on social media and sort of working with them to get those referrals early on from couples.
Yeah, definitely true. And building those relationships with those venues.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, if you, I guess if you look at, would you want to keep everything under the one brand though? So it would just be like Justin and Jim, the wedding themed stuff, and then Justin and Jim, the commercial and sports stuff. Is that what you're thinking? Or are you thinking two different brands, and why?
For simplicity, I think I would keep the same brands. It's easy. We had a lot of meetings at the start before we launched on different studios and all those sorts of things. And we always came back to, what do people remember when you leave the shoot? They remember your name.
Yeah.
So you do a good job, they remember your name, they pass it on. They're not going to remember exactly the fancy studio name that you came up with that you think's the best thing ever.
I mean, people will. You can build these brand names and do it. It's certainly possible, but it's a lot harder, especially when you're working through word of mouth. A lot of times, it's different if you're, if you're in maybe a bigger city and a lot of your stuff's primarily social media marketing and you're doing a lot of that kind of thing. You could certainly build a studio name, but yeah, if you're gonna just hope that work towards businesses referring you to other businesses and wedding couples referring you to other wedding couples, having your name in there is definitely more memorable, I think.
Definitely, yeah.
Yelena says 1 website / brand and multiple socials, easy to link socials.
It would be easy, Justin and Jim commercial, Justin and Jim sport.
It'll be like Jim's mowing, Jim's photography. That's true.
They're probably registered that.
It's true. I mean, so the area that we're in Bendigo, that we have often talked about whether we should launch something that's just really simple, like Bendigo commercial photography or something like that. Very plain, but when someone's Googling commercial photography Bendigo and they see one that says Bendigo commercial photographers, they're probably going to click on it and check it out. Whereas if they see Justin and Jim photographers, do they think, I don't know if that's commercial or whatever. So there is that element to it when you have that the potential to have a second brand for something more niche. And I think it's probably more important the more niche it is. Like, so say it's pet photography. If you had Jim's Pet Photography as a brand, you're going to probably get people checking you out faster than if you were just Jim's Photography.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you put that word pet in there and people are like, yeah, that's what I'm after.
Yeah.
Whereas commercial's a bit more broad. It's a little bit easier to sort of work that into your marketing with whatever brand. I don't know. It's tricky, but we need to figure it out.
It is tricky
to get this happening.
Yeah, we do. We do need to figure it out. But I think it'll be beneficial for both of us.
Yeah, for sure.
I
definitely need to do something with my side of things. I was just before this, I was looking at my my landing page. I'm embarrassed to. I'll pull it up. It wasn't even showing for a while, which is funny because I've made a lot of websites.
Yeah. After we look at yours, and you can look at mine.
Yeah. So this is the landing page that you can't even really read the writing. It's the landing page I throw up I threw up probably 4 years ago. I don't know, it may be longer. I'm not sure.
I reckon longer.
Yeah, and it yeah.
The website's under construction though, which is good.
Yeah, it's been under construction for a while. And yeah, this is terrible. I shouldn't have done this, but I was in a hurry and I just wanted to have something there that wasn't the old website. And I threw this up. I just dropped a folder of images in there that I didn't really check through that well. Can't really read the writing as the images scroll over. And they're pretty, they're not, like none of it is really good commercial work. It's certainly not the best stuff. That I'm not putting my best foot forward. That's for sure. And since then, I was just looking. I've delivered in the last couple of years. I've delivered 5,000 commercial images for mountain bike photography, and not one of them is on this website.
Yeah,
and I don't even know if any of them are on my Instagram either.
And what about like all the snowboard stuff you did?
There's a couple in there, but yeah, there's not really much. And
No.
again, there's not much on my Instagram as well. Yeah, the gap between this photo, January 13 this year, because I was like, yep, we're doing things, let's get on it. And then this one was December 12th, 2020. That was an iPhone photo. And then yeah, before that, got a little bit of snowboard stuff and yeah. But yeah, a lot.
We're kind of doing a bit with the mint stuff.
Yeah. I posted a bit of that kind of stuff because we had some cool work. Yeah, it was great. And the Chucky star photo.
Always a good one.
Yeah. So there's that comes into it as well. So we've both got personal Instagram profiles that I guess we mainly use for photography.
Mm-hmm.
What do you use your personal Instagram profile for?
I'm really torn at the moment because I want to post and share sort of personal things, but it's also feel like it's something that I built up that was a semi-personal brand. It's like more so based around work and photo work, especially a long time ago. It was basically just photo work and that original sort of Instagram feel, whereas now Instagram's everyone just posts normal photos on there rather than
that's true. So
Instagram.
Yeah, yours is definitely more of a personal profile that you've mixed some of your favorite photography in, but also not. This is kind of like me, where you don't update it a whole lot.
No.
Yeah,
I think I went a full 12 months or something.
Yeah, I know the feels. So when you post so much for business stuff, you neglect your personal profile sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been thinking about starting just my own personal one that's sort of less curated, and just a little bit more of the sort of day-to-day things. But I also just can't be bothered.
I was going to say that's another. We're getting to a lot of profiles. You're going to be flat out because you've also got an elopement business. Well, you're part of an elopement business, which there's a team of you. So the Instagram for that, does everyone kind of help out with that Instagram? Like, do you have to post on that elopement Instagram?
Yeah, it's kind of whoever feels like it, which is generally no one. Because everyone is sort of grinding in their own business. But yeah, that's potential there is huge. Well, huge as a side hustle.
Yeah.
But we kind of need to have a bit of a meeting and work out which direction we're going to go and have a bit of a structure. Maybe the VA could do a bit of work there too. Yeah.
Well, look, it sounds like to me that you need to not need to do whatever you like, but maybe you should have a think about what you want to spend most of your time doing work wise, like in a few years. Like, how many weddings do you want to be shooting? How many elopements do you want to be shooting? And how much commercial work and sports work and that kind of thing? What sort of mix? What's the most important? currently weddings are fairly critical for you just as in terms of it's your primary income. So you can't you can't just stop, be like, oh, I'm just going to make my Instagram all sports photography because that's what I want to shoot. And then, and then work dries up for weddings and you've got no money. So that's not an option.
No.
You've got to keep the ball rolling with weddings. But yeah, how do you figure out what you want to be doing in the future and then start working towards that with a bit of a marketing plan to get that work, to get more of that work?
It's probably sitting down and crunching some sums on how many weddings is kind of the minimum you need to survive, and then go, well, what can I do with that extra time for the commercial side of things?
Yeah. So, but if you were going to if you were going to be doing more commercial work, do you need the minimum? Do you need to cover everything with weddings, or can the commercial work take up the slack of some less weddings?
Yeah, definitely could take up some slack.
It's a bit of a risk because it's not booked. You don't have them booked in a year in advance. That's the big positive with weddings, is you can sort of plan a year out and know that you can afford to pay your bills because you've got a certain amount already booked in. Which
it's kind of like a guaranteed or semi-guaranteed income. But I think every year, I always say, oh, I'm worried about bookings, and then the bookings roll in, and every year.
And it's worked out every year since we started. There's always been that dip in the year, like, oh, are we going to get enough? And then every year it's worked out. Even the toughest years were obviously COVID, but you got through that. Obviously it was pretty horrendous, but you made it work. And I think if you can get through that, you can probably get through anything. Yeah. So maybe, not stressing too much on the number of weddings that you've got booked, but focusing on, all right, I need to add a certain amount of commercial work, or I need to add a certain amount of sports photography or something like that.
Some family stuff as well, some family shoots.
If you could pick, what would you, if the job was worth the same amount of money and took the same amount of time, would you rather be doing a family shoot or a commercial shoot? And
probably commercial. Probably commercial. You're going to deliver a lot less. Like, these family stuff's a lot more photos, more culling, more time. There's more kind of deliverables if you're not just doing like a digital download.
Yeah, it's a more streamlined, a commercial job. You send a Dropbox folder or something, and they want things as fast as possible and as easy as possible. That they're not looking for like fancy packaging or anything.
No.
Yeah,
their fancy packaging is delivering it as fast as possible and kind of getting it right, making it simple for them to use, to find, all that sort of thing.
Yeah. Okay. So if you had to lean towards one or the other, it would be commercial over family.
Yeah.
Well, if it was me then giving you advice, which it is because I have a microphone, I would say don't try and do both. Your sole focus should be on adding, because you're already doing weddings as well. So it's like you're already getting pulled in multiple directions by trying to advertise more than one thing. Trying to add commercial and family work is just more different. You're trying to find more clients. Obviously, wedding clients turn into family clients, so that makes them maybe easier to get down the track. But trying to market to too many different groups is it just adds more time and it takes the message away from the main thing you're trying to push. So, because I've sort of think about that sort of stuff for myself, and I'm like, what, if I'm going to be posting, what sort of work should I be posting? And trying to do more than one thing dilutes that message.
Yep.
We've never been, because we've always tried to, it just took a long time just to be able to make a living from this photography thing. And, it was always, you'd see in the heyday of Instagram, when it was on the rise, you'd see those profiles and it was like they were just a landscape photographer, and everything was like the one perfect landscape photo they got from that one shoot, and that was their whole feed. And it's like we were never able to do stuff like that because we were trying to make a living. So you would shoot anything and advertise everything. But lately, with doing more mountain bike photography, it's like, should I be one of those people where, essentially 90% of the stuff that I put out there is mountain bike work, so that then if a brand does come across me through a referral or something, they look at it and they go, oh, he's a mountain bike photographer. Okay, cool. He'll be able to do this job. Because
if that's what you want to shoot, then that's probably what needs to be on there.
Yeah, exactly. But obviously it does, it limits you in terms of, trying to go after other work. And I think, you could be more diverse with sports and stuff. But yeah, at some point, if they jump on your Instagram, if some marketing person jumps on your Instagram and in the first 3 or 4 photos, there isn't something similar to what they're looking for, they kind of just lose interest unless the referral that they got is like really, really solid. So that's what I've been thinking about a lot. And I think that's probably what my personal Instagram will have to become, is whatever it is that I'm trying to do. Oh dear, we might have a special guest. Special guest. Grant.
Hello.
Hey.
You're in Japan.
How we going?
Good. How are you going?
Yeah, not too bad. Just sitting here at Hiroshima Castle.
Oh yeah. You been taking any photos today?
I've taken a couple today, but I've taken a heap yesterday. Today was a bit of a travel day, so I've only been here for about an hour.
Yep. Very cool. Having fun?
Yeah. How are you? Yeah, it's so much fun here. How are you guys?
How's the food?
The food is really good.
Yeah.
Hold on. Is that better?
Oh yeah. It's a bigger Grant. We're good. It's about the same temperature here in Australian summer as it is there in Japan. I could almost guarantee it's snowing today.
I've seen that it snowed.
Yeah.
Is it really?
I think at Hotham and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Bulla, like all mountains.
Mm-hmm. That's our new summer. It's kind of weird. How long till you get to the snow over there?
So we've got one night here, and then we've got 2 or 3 in Kyoto. I'm not 4 nights apparently. And then we go from Kyoto to Hakuba for 6 nights.
You've got some photography plans in Kyoto, I would imagine. It's pretty picturesque there.
We have plenty. Yeah.
What gear did you end up taking over? Tell us. What did you take?
So I brought my tripod, a little travel one. Obviously D850, and I've just been using the 24-70. I think I've used
yours
the
a
16. Yeah. But I've been using probably, I reckon I use the 16-35 twice. And that's only because, like, if you're in like real tight with the shrines.
Yeah. Wait till you get to Tokyo. You'll whip that bad boy out.
Yeah.
Sure. I was doing in Nagasaki. The 24-70 was perfect. It would have been better if I had like the 24-105 maybe. But that's something I don't have.
Yeah. What, you're just looking for a little bit more reach on the longer end?
Yeah.
What for?
Probably just to get a little bit closer, a little bit like if you're shooting people from far away, just, make them a little bit more depth of field.
Yeah. Grant, your tram photo, I wanted a third option, and that was in between.
Oh,
between the crop and the uncropped. I thought in between was potentially where it was at, but that wasn't an option, so I went uncropped.
Oh, okay.
What's this? I haven't heard about this. What is this? What are we talking about?
I done a story yesterday about I had a cropped photo and an uncropped photo of a tram, and I think 95% of people voted for the uncropped version.
I think I found it. Not the story, but I found the post that you did. Maybe afterwards, I'm gonna pull it
Yeah.
up. But while I pull that up, Yelena Jennings would like to know, what did you have for breakfast, Grant?
Breakfast today. We went to the bakery at the train station. So I had it was like a cheese and bacon baguette
Oh,
and
yeah.
a custard-filled bun.
Fancy.
Ooh.
Fancy. Oh, yeah. So this is your tram photo. Very nice.
Yep.
What else have we got? Anything else so far? Just a little bit of
Yeah.
shrining.
Yeah. I did have that in a reel, and it didn't do too well, so I took it down.
Reels.
Yeah, I think I'm going to stick clear of the reels.
Just can't. You gotta, yeah. They're confusing.
Yes, they are.
Very cool. Very
So
cool.
when you said Jimbo was traveling, I didn't know traveling to your own house is an option.
What do you mean?
No,
You said
I
Jimbo was
was
traveling today.
No.
Was that yesterday?
yesterday.
Yesterday. He was
Just
flying
now.
home. Flying
Yeah.
home.
Where were you?
Queensland, visiting some family.
Oh, nice. Was it warm up there?
It was very hot. Very hot.
A little
Very hot,
warmer
it's
than
very
down
sweaty.
here. A little
Yeah.
warmer than down here.
Yeah.
It's so cold. Okay, cool. Any other exciting news to share from the land of Japan?
COVID's still a thing, very much.
Well, I wasn't going to mention, but it looks like you've got something on your face. So
Yeah.
that's still
Everywhere, and
a thing. Yep.
Yeah.
every building they've got the temperature cameras, or they like check your
Oh.
temperature.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's still huge.
Yeah. Not holding you back from travel and having a good time though. It's all kind of normal,
Nah.
but just you got to get checked in and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, update us when you're knee deep in powder snow, or hopefully waist deep, even better.
Yeah. Hopefully, a bit of snow coming.
Yeah. Enjoy. It looks like a good season.
Yeah, that company never got back to me though, so I'm just gonna have to wing it out there.
All right. Well,
You'll find some stuff.
find some people that you can take photos of. Find some
Yeah,
snowboarders.
just
and
Yeah.
things.
go to a pub,
Yep.
find
Make
some
your
people
own
look like they know what they're doing.
Exactly.
Done. All right.
Mm.
All right. I'll let you continue on with the show.
Hi, Eilish.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you were there or not.
Been trying to lose
All
her.
right. Good luck with that.
All right.
All
I'll
right.
see you later.
Good.
See you, mate.
See
Bye.
ya.
Take care.
Okay. Grant Fleming, ladies and gentlemen, from Japan.
We are very jealous. Great.
Very jealous.
Mm.
Very jealous. What were we talking about? We're talking about Instagram, websites,
Instagram, brands,
brands, commercial
all that
photography.
sort of
How much
we're talking
photography do you
about
need to find?
you'd taken 5,000 photos, delivered 5,000 photos, and you haven't posted a single one of them.
No, I really should get onto that. I actually went on a shoot last night at Malden for a bike review, and it was like a 60% chance of 1 to 5 mil of rain, and instead it ended up being it rained the entire time. So instead of cancelling the shoot though, we went ahead and we shot. I was changing lenses in the rain and managed through that reasonably well. The mind shift rotation, the new Horizon held up very well. Nothing got wet. It was excellent. Very helpful in the rain. But
I feel like we would freak some people out if we showed how you shoot.
Oh man,
in any condition, really.
I took a photo. I was going to post it and then I didn't. I was going to post it on the Lucky Straps Instagram. I took a photo of what the camera. Anyway, so the R3 is weather sealed, you know, it's the highest weather sealing that Canon have, other than maybe the 1DX Mark III, if that's slightly different. But either way, the R3 is supposed to be weather sealed. But it got so wet, like, not only did it have the normal issues where, you know, like the eyepiece can fog up and all those kind of weird things.
Oh, really?
Which is normal. Huh?
I didn't think it would, being like
weather sealed.
Yeah.
It was pretty. There's
wet.
a layer in there or something. Anyway, it was like it was raining for 2 hours. Like, we were shooting for 2 hours and it was raining the entire time. But
was it humid yesterday?
Yeah, not crazy, but a little bit. Yeah. But just it going back in and out of the bag and all that sort of stuff. But what actually happened, and because I shoot photo and video on the same shoots for these reviews, hang on, this is left and right is hard. See this, this button here. It's like
the record button.
The record photo video switch is what it is.
Oh, yeah.
It's like it's grabbing my face. Hang on, to block my face out. Focus on that. So you can switch between photo and video mode really fast. That's why I love this camera, because I shoot both for each shot. Pretty much, we do photo and video. That stopped working. It got so wet. Got stuck in video mode, and there's not. So
you have to like manually change it in like a menu or something, or
there is no menu that I could find for.
Oh, because it would be locking. Like it would be.
I don't know.
It's a switch.
It's
probably just locked. Yeah, it's probably just locked.
It was stuck in video mode.
They're in 2 positions. That's it.
Yeah, correct. And it actually, I was getting ready to send it to Canon Professional Services, which is a whole nother thing because I actually never signed up for that when I switched from Nikon to Canon. So I was like getting ready to sign up for that and figure out how that all works, because I have a shoot coming up next week, a big one, and it started working again this morning. Like, I let it dry out tonight. I pulled everything out of the bag and got everything nice and dry, and it just started working again. So I did not put it in rice. Maybe I'll do that tonight. But yeah, so I did that and it works again. And I think it's fine. It must have just had water in there and it's just, I don't know, something fizzed out. But if anyone out on the interwebs has the same problems, here's the solution that you can sometimes get working again. There's a menu item for the switching controller, photo video switching. You go in there and there's a couple of options, but you can basically change the option to stop it from switching from photo to video, and then it'll kick it back into the other mode. I don't know why or how. So it's like, so I can change that switch.
You can turn it off.
I can change that switch instead of being photo video switch. It can change from to silent shooting, like silent shutter. So if you were shooting, you could quickly switch it to silent shutter. It stays in photo mode. That'll kick it back to photo mode because neither option is video mode. And then so I just kept using that menu. If I swapped it to photo video switch, I'd go into video. And if I swapped it to the silent shutter switch, it would go to photo mode. And I just had to do that for the rest of the shoot.
Okay, so you worked through it. You sort of.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm a troubleshooter from way back.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I feel like you gotta be.
Well, you do have to be these days. But that was one that I've never ran into, because usually if there's something like that, you can usually find a menu item to do it. Like you say, that somewhere in there would be a menu item to switch from. And look, I hope someone on the internet is listening to this that goes, dude, don't you know you can just do this and that's how you switch. But I couldn't find it. So anyway.
Something is vibrating at me, but I don't know what it is.
Oh, well, put your phone on silent. So yeah,
my camera.
That shoot last night was pretty wild and fun, but there was some cool photos in there from the rain.
To do some like slow-mo rain shots.
Nah, we were working too hard for that. We had a lot to do. Yeah, well, you got the photo.
At least one.
No. Well, slow-mo. What, a mountain biker descending?
Yeah, it's just gonna look slow, isn't it?
It's not going to be. Are you talking about for the video or for?
Yeah, for video.
Oh yeah, we shot a lot of slow mo. I haven't been
Yeah.
able to review the footage yet, but there's probably some stuff where you can see the rain falling in the slow mo. I thought you meant like
Yeah.
a drag.
That's
I
all.
thought you meant like a dragged shutter.
Oh, no, no,
Um,
no. No,
and yeah,
no
it's
time for that.
too rocky for that. Yeah, it's like
Mm.
yeah, because you just got a fluke one. When you got the shutter open for so long and they're bouncing over rocks, the chances of them being, kind of level for the pan shot is pretty slim. So yeah, fun times, mountain bike photography in the rain.
It's good.
But yeah, I should post some stuff about that and
We both can.
try and build up a bit of a profile in the industry so that we can get some more work, I guess. Not that Flow doesn't give us a bit of work, but there's brands. I think that's the big one is sort of working with brands for product shots and campaigns and that kind of thing. Whereas so far I've only done one thing organized by Flow for Shimano, and that's about it really. Everything else has been either tourism or bike reviews.
Yeah.
So,
which is still all organized under them.
do I need more work? If it is fun and goes on an adventure, then yes. But maybe not. I don't know. Do you need more work, Jim?
If it fits with my schedule and stuff like that. Yeah. And I think in the future, if I can change things up and just better balance between commercial sport and weddings.
Do you think, and would you, if you could you replace all of your wedding work with commercial work? And if you could, would you do that?
It definitely could. I don't want to.
Yeah. So even if you could
enjoy the weddings.
So if you could replace, because say a wedding's probably going to be equivalent to maybe 3 full days of commercial work, probably. Commercial work's a lot slower paced. There's not as many images to edit. Prices are lower, but they're midweek. There's a lot less pressure on commercial jobs, and they're shorter hours. A full day of commercial shooting's like 10 till 5, 10 till 4 or something, 9 till 4.
With an hour lunch break.
With an hour lunch break and a lot of downtime and a lot of, it's just because you're sort of working at the pace of the client. Whereas a wedding's a, 10 to 15 hour day with no downtime and insane
maybe
pressure.
Maybe a 10-minute break.
Yeah. So
maybe to eat some food.
But then the chance of getting, 3 commercial full day shoots a week is pretty slim. So then all of a sudden you're probably working with a lot of clients that are doing an hour or 2 or whatever as well. So then you might be dealing with 6 or 7 clients a week or something like that. So you got a lot more emails, that kind of thing, like a lot of phone calls and moving from job to job. And it's very different.
I've sort of done a little bit of it. And if you can set it up so that your commercial stuff's sort of all on the same day, it makes it a lot easier. So rather than coming in and out of the office, trying to block editing time together and shooting time together if you can.
Yelena said maybe that'll change when your daughter starts school. Like would you want more Monday to Friday work and less weekend work potentially in the future?
I think so. But I do enjoy shooting weddings a lot.
Yeah. And I think, 20 weddings a year is still, which is obviously a lot less than you're doing now, but it's still sort of, that could be a pretty decent part of your business still. And that's, that cuts, and especially if a few of them happen to fall on Fridays or whatever, that's a good base. And you've still got, more than half the year of weddings not shooting. Sorry, half the year of weekends are more than half are off if you were, say, doing 20. So, yeah, there's probably a good balance there somewhere where weddings can still be a big part of your business, but without being the sole income, which at the moment, even though you do some commercial work, you would probably say that the primary income is definitely weddings.
100%. Yeah, it's. I don't know what the percentage of that income is, but it'll be 95% is wedding based.
Yeah, and you don't plan on any commercial work when you're sort of budgeting for the year and stuff. You're like, that's just if it comes, it comes.
Yeah.
Whereas, interesting.
Or even search for it. We're not really actively, we don't run an ad for it or update our website or anything like that currently. But I guess we can.
Right. So what's the plan? Let's make a plan right now.
All right.
New website? New Instagram? What would it be called?
So are we doing 3 Instagrams?
I don't think that's a good idea.
Well, Justin and Jim dash sport commercial. It's getting very long.
It is.
That's the trouble.
It is.
I think the websites is it's just pages really, and then.
So keep it all on the same website?
No. I think. Well, didn't we decide before we'd have like a landing page and split it, or
landing page and split it? Okay.
Is that hard to make a landing page?
It's not hard to make a landing page. I don't know if Squarespace, which is what we use for our website, which is what I would recommend to anyone who's looking to set up a website for their photography business. If you don't have a website, set one up now. Use Squarespace. It's easy. There are cheaper options. There's Wix and then there's WordPress and all that sort of stuff. And if you want to dive into that, that's great. But Squarespace works really well. The SEO, as long as you actually put good content in there that is somewhat formatted for SEO, the SEO structure has worked really well for us. We always rank very well for what we do. And it's easy to edit and easy to make. So that's my plug. We're not sponsored by Squarespace, nor do we have a code, but you should still use it.
Yeah, it's really simple enough that I've been able to figure most things out or Google them in a short amount of time.
Exactly. Exactly. It's straightforward. There's lots of sort of themes that are good for photography. There's blog style themes. There's there's all sorts of stuff. This definitely needs to be updated.
Yeah, maybe that's a winter job right there.
Yeah,
big refresh.
Big refresh. Takes a long time to load.
Still some beautiful work though.
Yeah.
I'm still be happy to deliver that.
I prefer this one.
Bat Kid.
Yeah. So we definitely need to refresh our commercial portfolio of images to be more targeted to who we would be working with, which is going to be, in general, larger local businesses. We also get a lot of call from businesses that aren't in Bendigo but might be operating in Bendigo for a short time or an extended amount of time. They often Google looking for a commercial photographer and we come up, which is another reason why keeping this website is probably a good idea, because it's got good SEO results considering it's mainly a wedding focused website. But yeah, we definitely, maybe even the top menu, if we didn't do 2 separate sites, maybe even the top menu, we need to have weddings and commercial as just the main 2 menu items.
Simplify that. Well, you could probably, like those galleries, can they be in like a subheading, or is that not?
Yeah, we can't do two subheadings in this, but I'll look into it. Let's not bore the millions of listeners that are listening to this with the ins and outs of whether we can do a second layer of sub navigation. Apparently Grant's still listening. Sub menus. Yes, that may be the answer, but I'll just have to look into. I honestly haven't even looked into some of the latest Squarespace templates. They might have a lot more functionality with that kind of thing.
We can probably get a new template. This is the one we made in 2014, I think.
Yeah,
when we launched.
Yeah, I think, and so yeah, if we went that direction, I mean, you could potentially look at relaunching your website as your more sports focused kind of stuff, and then we just put commercial side by side with commercial side by side. Hello, Grant. Long time listener. Commercial side by side with weddings on the website, but maybe still aim for a landing page that kind of splits people off into the two before, they get too far into the website. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
We'll have to do some research, maybe look into some other leading photography businesses that have figured this out, that are managing both commercial and wedding work side by side. I can't recall ever seeing it done really, really well, but
no, it's usually
I'm sure someone is.
They're co-brand, like this slightly different branding or that kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to be possible though.
Could be possible.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you've toyed with the idea of rebranding the wedding side of the business too.
Yeah, definitely.
Since you're you're the primary shooter now, you're the primary point of contact for every client. You run the whole business, so you've toyed with the idea of changing it from Justin and Jim to something else. But then there's the
years of
9 years of building a brand. Is it worth messing with that? I don't know. Thoughts?
At the moment, it's not. It's probably not.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. It's a little bit of risk, that you get lost into the background for a little while you rebuild a new brand.
And we did the work to have that, to build that brand, to have it there, to have it kind of just doing its thing. So the website's ticking over.
Yeah.
We're not crazy active on socials and posting reels and following trends of all that kind of thing. Just kind of trying to be good photographers, I guess. That's
do good work, get referrals is basically the primary, and then also obviously make sure that you have a good base of information online, so that when that person gets referred to you, they can find the business, they can see what you do and get in touch easily, and all that sort of stuff. And then changing brands and all that sort of thing distracts from that. That's for sure. But yeah, because I think I will use my personal Instagram to primarily sort of be my portfolio for mountain bike and sports photography. So I've kind of got that because I don't use it for personal stuff. So I can just use that. It's easy. And it works fine because it ties in, if people like Justin and Jim, and then, this is Justin, I can easily be like, here's part of that whole same thing. So
I've sort of been thinking a similar thing tossing out what to do with mine and
with yours.
Yeah, because I sort of shoot a lot of things that are, of my personal life, but I just never seem to post it for whatever reason.
Would it be better to leave your personal one personal, but yeah, start like a Jim Aldersey photography Instagram
Maybe.
that you do your or photo or whatever that you do sort of use for sports or anything else that's photography related, and then just keep your current one. And I know you've said you've sort of probably got a bit of a, you know, while you're working at the advertiser and stuff, you built up a photography base on that Instagram. But,
definitely, yeah.
But also, you know, if you're not posting on it and stuff, how much traction is there anyway?
Potentially not much, and especially if you're aiming at a new base of like a new audience sort of thing.
Yeah,
because there would have been stuff that come through from cars and photography, and then if you're going to be aiming at, say, purely sport, you know, mountain biking, those, you know, and motorbikes is sort of something, it's another passion that I want to sort of pursue. So
yeah,
maybe just do start a whole new
one. So many thoughts, so many different ways that we can go. We really still haven't nailed down a plan.
No.
Well,
the first plan is probably jumping onto working out what to do with the website. I think start there and build out.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and in the meantime, get your Instagram ticking over. Even for me, in the meantime, like, don't have to change anything. I could do the same and then make a decision. It's not like it's gonna detract.
Yeah, I think it's I keep coming back to this commercial work side of things, and the more I think about, you know, like if you wanted to grow commercial work in Bendigo, you really need to do some advertising, which was most likely going to be a combination of paid social media and you know, potentially, you know, like Google ads and stuff like that. The issue is if you want to do paid social and use Justin and Jim as a framework for it, it's like then they're still going to go to the Justin and Jim Instagram and see weddings. Yeah.
So you've probably got to start a new one for Justin and Jim, and maybe just call it Justin and Jim Commercial.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not a bad idea. Then you just put that in the bio, you know, like crisscross across between them in the bio, and then don't update it as much, but mainly use it for running ads.
Well, you put a base down of 10 to 20 photos, and then you can run some ads off those. And as you say, you don't have to update it every day, every week, but you can update. You can just, because at the moment, like, we shoot a lot of interesting things and we just don't post about it.
And then in which
and you
case,
you could even cross promote. I know we spoke about it the other day of say with some of the content that we've shot for Flow, that, you know, you've shot some photos or some video and I've shot photos or something that you could literally be posting together to co-brand that. You could build that across with the commercial stuff as well, because you could post some of that stuff on there so that if people come across it from a branding perspective.
That's right. Okay. Now we've looped all the way back around from what I thought was a stupid idea to think that's actually a pretty good idea, which is, unfortunately you'll be managing 600 Instagram accounts, but
not really. It's only one more than currently, and then just forget that I have a commercial, like a personal one, because I don't really do anything with it anyway.
Yeah, and then because I think if you were going to have Justin and Jim commercial, honestly, I'd probably split the web. I'd probably just make a new website. It's not that much harder than doing the split stuff on the other website. And then the question becomes, do you change the name and come up with some cool name or some appealing name, some name that sounds like the sort of thing that marketing companies from Melbourne that are calling, or you know, the business
for the wedding side or the commercial side?
No, for the commercial side of it. Instead
You
of
could.
Justin and Jim commercial, do you know,
Photo Hub or something? I don't know. Something. Well, then that then opens it up a little bit, because then it's not like, I think in the past, probably early on, you know, there was sometimes people go, "Oh, are you both coming, or is one coming?" So that's when we had to.
That's right.
Really list down what things were in quotes. Be super clear about what people were booking, if they were booking both of us or one of us, depending on the job. But whereas if you open up to like a studio name, then you can have other people, sort of associates, that could shoot for you as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Under the same brand, which does make it a little bit broader, but a little bit easier as well.
I guess the other way, you can do it the other way, and can actually do the social media, like marketing, through a personal name too. Like, there's no reason that you and I couldn't put our commercial work through our personal names, and use that for marketing. And even though they're two separate things, we still would do the same thing we normally do, where it's like, you know, "Oh, I'm not available, Jim, you could do this one," or vice versa, or that suits you better than it suits me, or that kind of thing. But sort of cast two nets.
Yeah.
You know, like, because if we're going to have, like, you're going to have a website anyway, like for your name.
Yeah, probably.
You know, like, do you make that?
I've got a landing page the same as you that is as poorly made as yours. Yeah. And spend probably the same amount of time to make it. It's we both need to get that done.
It's like we could almost do it that way, where it's like they're two separate things, but they kind of link to each other, and you advertise with both of them. But they do the same. I don't know. I need to think about this. This must be the most annoying podcast to listen to. People will be like, "What? You've talked about every possible way that you could do this, and none of them will work, or they all will work."
And I guess anything will work if you put the work in.
That's right.
You could run it all under Justin and Jim, and we could not have had this conversation and just put an hour of work into posting, you know.
Probably just refresh that page on our website and make some posts about commercial work. We'll probably achieve exactly,
yeah.
But
it'll all work if you do the work, and the work's good.
Which
is, I guess, you know, that goes back to our initial meetings when we were talking about names, and we were like, it doesn't matter what we're called.
But I guess
so cool studio name.
The issue is like, we've actively promoted weddings, that's for sure. But most of it has been word of mouth and working with venues and that kind of thing. And the other thing is, built into weddings is like this, you know, 100-person group of people that see your work at each wedding. After each wedding, you know, most people check the photos out and stuff. So you're kind of advertising to the guests at every wedding. And that's where, you know, your next clients generally come from. Either straight from there, or they tell someone, or whatever. Commercial work, that stuff doesn't happen as organically. So the ball never got rolling, even though we've done a heap of great work for good clients and have a lot of repeat clients. That the ball never got rolling to the point where it just keeps coming, you know?
No. And we never posted about it.
No.
Like, we never advertised it.
But I was just saying,
one landing.
Yeah, but I don't think the word of mouth is anywhere near as strong either.
No, you've got to be out there doing it. You know, I did like that job for B Bendigo. I went around to, I think, 40 businesses in like 3 or 4 days. And
have you posted much about that?
No, not one photo.
No. All right. Yeah. I think we need a third person. We need someone that can help us. We should have got Josh DeRouge on here, or some expert to try and help guide us
It'd be
down
fun.
this path.
Let's get him on.
well, if I could go back in time an hour and 4 minutes, so everyone didn't have to listen through this same conversation again, just with a third person, I would have. Yelena wants to know, is that because the photos are boring? The commercial photos? No, most of it, like, we wouldn't post the boring commercial photos, even though, we do. What's commercial photos? Sorry, yes. Commercial photos are really for any type of business gets labeled commercial. So it could be, a lot of the commercial work we've done has been, Jim's done a lot of work for Bendigo Health when they're doing some new initiative or fundraising and that kind of thing, that it get used on posters and billboards and all sorts of random stuff. We've shot trucks at sunset with their drivers for was it not Western Star, whoever
Western Star.
Western Star, what are they called? Calendar. We've shot shot all of the safety and rescue stuff for ISH24, which is anything from like a rescue competition that they're attending to compete in, to just shooting, you have as well, like product shots and manual photos for a safety manual and things like that are really quite boring. All of the...
But you can make them as I guess, try to make them as interesting as possible, though.
Well, you would also you mainly post interesting photos, but also businesses want to see almost the exact photo that they want before they book you, basically. That's the hard part. It's like you can be, a wedding day, generally you use all of the photography styles you use in commercial work, usually, in one day. But a business will see wedding photos and be like, oh, I'm not sure if this guy will be able to do commercial work. And often, sometimes wedding photographers can't, but they want to see the work that they want to see the work that's going to be close to what they want to get. So if they've got cars, they'll want to see car photos on your website. Yeah. That's just how it is. They won't, if they see photos of, I don't know, buildings, they won't be sure whether you can shoot cars. So that's why, a commercial, you do need to put out a fair bit of work as well, so that they are sure that they're getting, the right photographer.
See something close to what they're trying to emulate.
So no one knows who takes the photos for the business because they share them as their property. Yeah, that's correct. Most businesses, they have no reason. So. They've paid us. They've got no reason to tag us. Some businesses will, just for fun, but they're not. They're not like going to tag us in a social post or whatever, or even bother necessarily telling anyone who did the photos or anything. They got a job. They're like, oh, we need to get this product on our website or whatever. That's what they're focused on. And their goal is their business, that's really it. So word of mouth isn't quite as quite as strong with businesses. Some businesses don't even want to talk to other businesses about who they use for stuff. They're like, no, we'll keep them for ourselves. Keep it on the down low. Otherwise, they'll put their prices up. Well, I think that settles that. We have no idea what our plan is, but I don't know how much more we can talk about it.
Yeah. I think we've got a bit of a plan. I think that we've got some idea.
A little bit of a plan. Yeah. Unfortunately, that I'm the kind of person that the most appealing thing to me is to have another brand. Because that's
it's a new project.
The dumb shit that I do all the time is, start a new brand and launch a website and make But
what if Justin Castles is a new brand?
Well, that's what I wonder whether that's, and I thought the same thing. Like while I was thinking, we could be bendigocommercialphotography.com.au or something like that. And then I was like, if we put that same effort into your website and my website, is that better in the long run? for everything. And yeah, the commercial photography might dilute the sports a little bit, but I don't know.
But if it's good, if you put good work up,
If you only
the
put
same
good
as
work up,
yeah,
I just
the
put
same
the
as the
crappy work
commercial
on
work.
we put the crappy work on your profile. So if it's like, you know, a boring headshot for a real estate agent, sorry, real estate agents listening.
So some of your photos you can put on my website. Is that what you're saying?
That's fine. Yeah, if you want them, if you'll take them, stick them up on yours, and I'll just post like mountain bike stuff, or you know, if we set something on fire and jump through a hoop or something cool like that, we'll put it on mine.
I'll take the photo if you jump through.
Okay. I don't know. We need to think about it. But
I think,
yeah.
If the work's good, it can be side by side.
Yes. Oh, definitely. What's tough for you is, I think it's busy. You've probably got a full March and April coming up of weddings, so you're going to be flat out. But then by the time you kind of chew through all that stuff and start to get a break, it's like June. But
then you're like,
I worry that's you will then want a break, and then you're starting to lead into the next season. And if you want to build a base of commercial work before next season, so that you can kind of maybe block some weekends out, not book as many weddings. I think getting the ball rolling sooner rather than later is probably critical. So, got to do whatever the minimum viable thing to get it rolling and start advertising or something. You've probably got to do soon.
So, do we want to make a commitment before next episode? We've got the plan in concrete.
The plan? Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, the plan. I don't mean like we have to have
not
we have to have
executed.
6 new websites and all the new Instagrams and all that.
Otherwise, this might become a 2-monthly podcast.
This is the last episode.
The last episode ever. We just stopped because we made a commitment and we honoured that commitment. Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea. We'll come up with a plan. We'll decide whether. Yeah, but I think either way, some advertising has to happen. We'll figure it out. What else is new? You got any cool shoots coming up?
No, I'm actually not shooting. I picked up a wedding next weekend, but then not shooting again until the end of Feb. I kind of blocked out the month to catch up on the chaos that was the end of 2022.
Yeah.
So yeah, just lots of editing. It'll be a big sort of 3 or 4 weeks of editing coming up.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk more. We'll have a whole episode on AI editing at some stage, because you've been using Imagine, how do you pronounce it? And enjoying it. I sent you a video. Did you watch it? A Taylor Jackson
I haven't yet. No, not yet.
You're just
Was that yesterday?
I think it was like two weeks ago. I think it was about Imogen. It was about just some of the new features with subject masks and culling and straightening. The culling one was super interesting. So, it's a beta feature that could be available on yours now if you have a look. They're sort of rolling it out a little bit at a time, and you can choose how loose it is and what it does. So I think there would be like a 3-star, a 4-star, and a 5-star kind of thing, or something like that. How he did it, so he could select 4s, I think, and it culled like a 3,500 photo wedding down to it's like 1,700. So it wasn't like a ruthless cull, but it was just like getting rid of duplicates and picking the ones with the eyes open and stuff like that. From what I could tell, it was very brief video, but it was really good. Taylor Jackson's a legend. Come on our podcast, Taylor. He then just edits that whole 1,700 through Imogen with he's got his own profile, but he was using one of their presets as well.
Yeah, okay.
But for this one,
I should run a wedding through.
I was going to say, we've got that March wedding coming up. Or you could do one before that, but maybe we should do that with a new, just one of their presets and just try it.
Just do a test. It can't hurt. Like you could even just send a whole wedding to do it. Like I've already edited it. Just duplicate the catalog and.
Oh yeah, just to see the difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just have to have a look. They don't have a lot of. They've only got like 2 or 3. I guess it's easy just to send a catalog over. But what you should do. This is what you should do. Grab like a sneak peek from maybe 2 or 3 weddings, make a catalog out of that, say 200 photos max, maybe less, but just a good variety, and then do it on like the 3 or 4 presets that are the closest to what, like do it 3 or 4 times, and see if any of their presets are like are good, because he was using one called Warm Skin or something like that. The skin looked a little too warm for my tastes. But
a little orange or?
Just a little bit, but it's also like only because I had a look on their website and stuff, and it wasn't. But it's so hard to know on their website because there's someone else's photos, and we probably just need to do some tests. But I think he basically edited 1,700 photos from this wedding through Imogen edited it, and it came back cropped and straightened and edited, and then he went through them and got rid of extra photos and like tweaked any that he needed to tweak, and then I think he said it was like an hour, and then the wedding was finished, and then he selects a sneak peek out of that, gives it to him like on the night or the next day or something, and then the wedding's just sitting there finished then. Yeah. That's what he said. So.
That's fast. That's it.
Yeah.
Crazy. I haven't tried the straightening or the cropping yet.
He said it works awesome. Maybe not. I don't know if he did cropping. He definitely did straightening. Because he said he does what I do. I could tell that when you shoot family photos, for some reason, they're all just slightly tilted. It's like, I do that too. I don't know why.
You do that.
Yeah, I do. I don't know. It's just weird. I think it would be worth maybe trying just a whole different approach to your editing one day. Just like, because you've got a routine that you've been doing now for 5 years. Like this is how. Like it's obviously tweaked.
Yeah, but it changed.
For 5 years.
It changed in May when I switched over to Imagine. It changed dramatically, and even then I wanted to finish the season out and then start, and I was like, why don't I just put a wedding through it and see how it goes? I was like, wow, this is actually great.
Yeah.
But I think I did the last 3 or 4 from last season.
Yeah, but you're still sort of 12 weeks out from delivery, or not 12 weeks, 10 weeks, 8 weeks.
10 weeks, yeah. Christmas,
10 weeks,
some sicknesses and family stuff.
Yeah. But
slowed down where I'd like to be.
But yeah, like by the sounds of this, finish, essentially you could roll into the office on a Tuesday and have the wedding done by the end of the day.
Yeah.
Because if he did it in an hour, surely you could do it in 6 hours.
Mm.
The same kind of thing.
The same thing. Yeah.
So it's like, could you take that approach where it's like, you finish a wedding in a day, straight after it? Like, could you try that, like that mindset? You just do a wedding and then you're like, all right, I'm going to do this one today, start to finish. Just test it and see if it works.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because if the cull doesn't take that long, but if they cut it more than in half, then it takes even less time.
Exactly. Yeah. And then if you're cutting like half, so say you shoot 5,000, and if it culls it to 2.5, you're going to have that culled in like an hour doing it. And then you could even maybe do a second pass and really go hard.
Tighten it up. And then get their edit done, and then just go through and basically pull photos out that don't need to stay in there, and yeah, I don't know.
Do they have flyers where he is?
Huh?
They have flyers.
Oh, no. There was none. It was like a destination wedding on an island. So that obviously, when you have to spot remove 600,000 Australian flies from from a wedding, in every photo.
Yeah. Do you remember that the wedding in Bort?
Yes.
Caitlin and Wiz.
Yeah, that was
and
pretty
there
bad.
There was literally 50 flies in every photo.
Yeah, that's one of those unknown things that people just don't know that wedding photographers do. And good wedding photographers.
Do they get rid of them?
Some
other people
probably
get
don't.
rid of them?
That's a good question. Hey, if you're listening to this podcast and you're a wedding photographer, do you get rid of flies out of photos? And I'm not talking if there's like one obvious fly. Yeah, of course you're going to get rid of that. But I mean, like,
but do they even get rid of that
outdoor
one?
ceremony, people would, especially if it's on someone's face. But if it's an entire outdoor ceremony, 30 or 40 flies in every shot on people, do you get rid of them or not? Because we do.
Let us know. Yeah.
Let us know. Put it in the comments below if you listen to this
We
later
get
on.
rid of lots of things. We both see things differently, though. I'll be getting rid of something, and then you'll say, "Are you getting rid of this?" I'm like, "I didn't even see that, but I've been getting rid of this other thing that's really been bugging me." Like I hate PowerPoints and random lights in roofs that just ugly.
Yeah.
They probably don't matter, but
yeah, my most hated things is fire extinguishers and exit signs. If venues and the government could be a little less, stringent on people getting safely out in the event of a fire, it would make for better photos. That's what I think.
I do enjoy the venues that have a painted exit sign.
Yeah, just to blend it in a little bit.
Yeah.
Just hope they don't have a fire.
A little sneaky. Little sneaky. Maybe I should. I'll show you some of the photos that we got last night. Oh, okay. Yelena had a question. Do you want me to bring that? Yeah.
Oh, last minute. What is it? Last minute wedding or sick photographer? Was it me? Did I pull out on a wedding that you now have to shoot, Jim? Is that what happened?
No, you didn't. It was so, I don't know the full story, but they had someone else booked, and that person had kind of gone quiet. So they, wasn't responding to emails or calls and stuff like that. And where this person, very different end of the price range.
Yeah.
But they got in touch, and it was a Sunday, so I was available. Could jump in. It's only a short wedding, so. Nice. And it wasn't Justin.
It wasn't me. What am I going to show you here? Let me see if I can share my screen. See how well my new preset works. I was making a new preset.
Elena, I'll jump on this. It wasn't a triple header weekend. It's a wedding in Feb, so I booked myself out, but because it was last minute and only a short wedding, I think they only went me for 3 hours. I did take it on. So
why does it always do that?
Cool. So this is last night's shoot in the rain.
Yeah, shooting in the rain. So that's the raw file.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty dark. That was it. 1600. So let's see if this works.
So what time of day was this?
Not bad.
Subject select. Yeah. I'd just go again. Sorry, can you?
Hang on, I'll go back.
pretty good.
Just an auto mask. This new preset slider thing's kind of cool. Let's just go 200%. But like,
they've got it in the masking. Have you seen it in the masking side as well? Yeah, and that I actually found that really handy because you can kind of dial it in and then go, pull it back a smidge.
But this is actually affecting. So this has got a subject mask on as well. So he's got a subject mask auto detected in the preset.
Yeah.
But then
can you zoom out and then just bring that mask off again? Wow, that's good.
Pretty close, right? For
works
just
really
auto subject detect. Yeah. So it's like, like it's not doing much on this image, but like normally I probably wouldn't worry about it. I made 2 presets, one with it and one without it. I probably.
So what's your mask actually doing?
Just a little bit of shadows, clarity, because basically I'm decreasing the texture and clarity of the background image. So this is all a bit softer. And then this is got more clarity. So you're really seeing like the water beating off his pants and stuff like that by lifting the shadows and the clarity. I probably normally wouldn't go that far. Like I just have it so it's got a bit more contrast. But this preset slider thing, what's cool is it not only affects how much the overall preset is affecting the background and stuff like our normal develop settings, but it is actually affecting that mask as well. So if you watch this, you see he's getting darker. It is way over like boosted. But like, so this preset slider for like a quick throw a preset on and you're just like, it's a bit too, it's a bit too hyped. Bring it down a little bit. Or it needs a little bit more or whatever. Like,
that's pretty handy. It's almost just like you're just adjusting. I like it.
Just tweaking it. So yeah, it was good. But otherwise it was just really, really, really rainy.
Are you allowed to show this bike?
Good point. Give it on the down low. Give it on the down low. I don't think anyone saw that. I don't think anyone saw that.
Lucky we're not live.
Lucky we're not live. Lucky no one is an actual mountain biker, and I think that was only front on, right?
Yeah.
So could you even tell what bike it was? Don't say it.
Actually, I don't know. Maybe. Is it like your old bike that you sold one back? Is that the brand?
No.
Okay.
Miles.
Then
away.
No, I don't.
So then I'm safe. I'm safe. Way to make me scared that the mountain bike
is
come
told you
after me for breaking an embargo.
At least I told you.
If you're Elena. Apparently I've been fired.
From where? Did Elena fire you?
From me, from Flow. If you're listening, you don't know that a lot of times if you're reviewing a product, they'll get sent out before the product's launched so that publications can review them, and that happens obviously in the mountain bike world all the time. They send out bikes before the bikes are launched to the public, and then they all get launched when the embargo ends at a particular day and time in the future. So this bike might be coming out next week or the week after or something like that. So until that happens, sharing photos where you could actually see the bike is a big no-no. That's how that works. But you also ride it around in public to take the photos, so there's that.
Yeah, and it's not like it's covered in those funny black and white squares like the cars when they're being tested.
That's right.
Yeah.
Fun times. Well, anything else to talk about?
I've got it's photography related. I've got a venue open night tonight, so gearing up for that. I'll start packing as soon as I finished here.
So you're still finding open days and expos and things are still part of your marketing mix for weddings?
Not so much open days. Select venues I'll sort of work with. I think it's important to support the venues, like when they have their open day. It's huge for them. And well, not huge for them, but showing that support and they help. We're all trying to help each other at the end of the day. Giving them good content so they can post good photos, so they can get more weddings, which in turn gets me more weddings, and it's better for everybody.
Where is the open date tomorrow?
Chardonnay in Mandarang. So it's a tasting night. So it's a pre-booked thing. I think there's about like almost 30 couples coming. So
a lot of the couples are already booked often.
I think they're coming to like. I think it's like a 50-50 of some are booked and some are potentially going to book. But the fact that like I think they have to pay to come to the tasting, so they've got to say pay for the meal that they're going to taste, and see if they like that for their wedding, or because I think they do like a bit of a canapé deal and there's like a sit down dinner. So it's pretty cool, and it's a good chance to meet some potential couples and that sort of thing. I've had a chat with a few that I'm going to see tonight, essentially. So I had a pre-chat, and we'll chat a bit more about their plans and what they're thinking for their wedding. Yeah.
Okay. Are you taking much stuff out there?
I'm going to take an iMac, my old iMac, which is currently my light.
Is your phone like attached to stuff, or can you pick it up and show people your monitor light?
Yeah.
Jim's nice softbox is just a white iMac widescreen turned up to full brightness.
So just before we started this, because last time I fluked it, and it was I'd opened a web page that was white, or it didn't load or something, and it was just there, and then I was like, oh, that actually kind of works. And then this time I just put into Google white screen, and I found a 100-hour recording. No, 10-hour. I don't know. A really long recording on a YouTube of just a white screen.
So you're streaming a white screen.
I'm streaming. I could pause it. I don't know why.
Yeah, I was going to say, why don't you just pause it? You're just using data for no reason. So you're streaming a white screen that doesn't change. Wow, that's different.
And you want to know something crazy?
Tell me.
38 million views
on the white screen.
On a 24 hours of pure white screen.
Man, I'm going to do you think if I did the same thing, I'd get a copyright strike from YouTube for stealing their content?
I don't know.
Is that how that works?
The second caption is this video has helped me through some dark times.
That's pretty good.
28,000
That's pretty
likes.
good. That's that's a fucking good comment.
But yeah, I was streaming. I don't know why I had it playing, but someone just made 2 hours worth of ad content. There was no ads in it, so I don't know. Did they make money off that, or
they possibly couldn't monetize it? I don't know. It depends. It's weird.
Because you wouldn't have ads popping up.
No, but you got to be able to. Yeah, YouTube might have stopped them from monetizing it. Maybe, I don't know. Who knows? That's weird.
But maybe they've done it to their channel. I don't know. But yeah, apparently it's a thing. I wonder if there's like different colors.
Well, you could just make a desktop background of whatever color you want. But
I was going to do it in Photoshop, but I got lazy.
But that's the hot hack is if you've got an old iMac, just white background. Maybe don't stream the 38 million streamed YouTube video and just make a white background. But can you turn the brightness down? Have you got the keyboard there for that one? Like if you turn it all the way off.
That's off.
Yeah, so that's the difference.
So there's obviously a bit of light coming from my front screen.
Oh, from your front screen, yeah.
And then you just that's full brightness, so it's actually a bit too hot.
Yeah.
So about halfway for this. I could probably drop my front screen brightness a bit more too, and get a bit more direction coming from this side. But I've also got a laptop down here that's probably giving some fill.
Yeah, it does look like it's sort of got a bit of light as well.
I can hang on. What about if I drop that? See, look at my neck.
I'm
Okay.
I'm currently, this is the 16 mil, the cheap 16 mil lens is what I'm currently
So we have the
using. But
opposite setup, don't we?
what do you mean?
Well, I'm using an iMac with a white screen, and
Oh yeah,
I borrowed your phone tripod, running my phone as
yeah,
my camera,
and I've got the
and you've got
R5 and the
an alpha.
video light, aperture 120D video light, and all the stuff. I had to use some of this
Arms
stuff
and
so that I look a bit crisper. Yeah.
you do it,
But
Chris.
no, I'm testing out the 16 mil lens as a webcam lens because on crop mode for video, 16 mil comes out to like, I don't know, 24 or something, and it's kind of the perfect frame for this size. So I'm happy with it. Where have you gone? What's going on?
I have hang on.
No, that's all right. I'll try and hold the show down by myself.
I'm here.
Um,
I'm here. There we go.
what have you done?
Oh, someone was trying to call me. I didn't put my phone on Do Not Disturb today because I thought that when I was in this software that it just didn't let people call. But I think that's because last week I did put it on Do Not Disturb.
Ah, yes.
So
Yes.
we're slowly evolving the setups, aren't we?
Slowly evolving. I'm sort of happy with mine. I got a bit of glare going off my head today. I don't know. I didn't actually take very long to set the light up before this show started. Whereas last time it took like half an hour to get everything sorted. Yeah. When you buy a new camera?
When Z9s are a bit more affordable.
Can you ever see yourself getting into video, or you like photography's the main jam?
I definitely can.
You're not that excited to learn it.
No, like what you're shooting really interests me. Not like weddings or anything like that.
No.
I think I would actually.
Although my best buddy, favorite photographer in the world, Taylor Jackson, who I've been I don't know why, I've been just like, his content's been hitting me on YouTube a lot, and I really enjoy it. He's got a little podcast going on, and yeah, good content. But he shoots hybrid like a lot for a lot of weddings.
Yeah.
And so he's photographer and video in one. Crazy. I don't know how he does it. Which, because
I do a lot of cameras.
No, he often does it with one and a backup, or sometimes two.
But like, for the ceremony, like, did you do like what's he deliver?
Look,
I guess is he just like a highlight type thing?
I think it's mainly a highlight thing. He's not setting up like crazy multiple camera, audio, all that kind of stuff. It's like a video highlight reel. He's actually got a course. I'm an affiliate. I'll make some commission if you buy it. Not really, but he's got a course on how to shoot hybrid. I'm pretty sure, but I think he's also put out a heap of content on it. I should probably check it out because I do shoot hybrid for not weddings.
It'll pass over though. It's all the same.
The techniques are the same. Unfortunately, he's sort of he's stopped. Where are we? Stopped shooting with Canon mainly. He's mainly on Sony now, so it's slightly less, slightly less useful for me. But he kind of still does both. But yeah, so he's got a heap of videos where it's like where he actually just shows like this is a full wedding doing hybrid video and stuff, and he's got heaps of videos on how he does it and what certain cameras are like for it and the letdowns and all that sort of stuff. So if you wanted to learn about it, he teaches about it. I think he's got way more videos than this. I've definitely seen more.
Yeah. Okay.
But whether it's worth it, it's a lot of extra hassle and things to concentrate on when you're primarily getting booked. Like, would couples pay any more for it? Don't know.
But then does the expectation change as well? Like, you're supposed to either then expected to get everything you normally get, but then also get like kind of what a full videographer would get.
Potentially. because if that's what they're weighing up, like, do we get Jim to do hybrid, or do we get Jim and this other videographer, and then they choose you, and they expect you to do what the other videographer was going to do, potentially. Yeah, it's probably not worth the hassle, but it could be worth checking your stuff out just to see how hard it is, because it could be something that you could do if you could get your head around it to start with, mainly for marketing.
Yeah, definitely.
Like
we talked about. I reckon
probably.
You said this 12 months ago. I reckon more.
Mixing in some footage with photos for reels and stuff like that. So it's like slow-mo walking, and then it's the photo, and you do the little shutter noise and stuff, and could be cool for that kind of thing. But you can get if it's mainly for that, you can get a videographer to come for one day and get the content you need to do that without you having to get set up for video and do it all. It's probably, if it was mainly for marketing purposes, you'd be better off just paying someone to come and do it for one day for 2 hours. Yeah.
You've muted your mic.
Yeah. Random click. Maybe I would even do it for you one day. We'll see.
I've been thinking about that.
I should.
Didn't know how to ask nicely enough.
Yeah. I'll do it.
One day. We need the right. It needs to be the right wedding though, like the right.
Yeah. Cool couple. Cool venue.
Yeah.
Bit of a party. But
it's hard to know before the wedding though, which is the right one.
It is. If it's a bad one.
I actually I've got a cool one in March that it's gonna be a bit of a party. But they're doing photos beforehand, which is never it works well for timelines and stuff like that, but never as well for photos.
No, I agree. It's always makes you're more in the middle of the day, and it's a little bit disjointed in terms of the way everyone feels, and yeah.
But you can also work if you do a bit of that, and then you maybe spend an extra 10 minutes at sort of last light, sunset, dusk. Yeah.
So mix it up between the two of them. But I just think the bridal party and stuff before and that kind of thing, the vibe's never the same as it is after.
Never overly excited, like everyone's pumped.
No, it's a bit chill. Everyone's still nervous about the ceremony, like the bride and groom and stuff, or people are still thinking about something they've got to do in the ceremony, and yeah.
But also, I guess we're probably also not saying that you should only do photos after, and that's the most important thing. Because we also think that people getting back and enjoying that party that you set up for everyone else is super important.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we're not saying you should just go and have photo. It's a photo shoot. It's about balance. Everything's about balance. Getting the most out of each part of your day, time wise.
Yeah, that's right. I agree. Hey, I'm thinking about on a completely unrelated topic, not to change the subject away from weddings. I love shooting them so much. But on a completely unrelated topic, I'm thinking about getting the other loop deck, like the which one? Because it's like 4, isn't it? Smaller one. The CT, the loop deck CT.
Bring it up.
Yeah. I'll pull it up.
Jimmy, while you're doing that, I'm gonna run through some questions that we got from Grant.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Does Dauntless have shares in the Camera Life podcast?
No, Yelena just really likes commenting, and it's great because otherwise no one else comments. So thank you, Yelena.
I don't know if he's commenting about Yelena. I think he's commenting about your shirt and also my shirt.
Oh, I didn't even notice. Yeah, whoops. I have to get some new Lucky merch printed. If anyone's got any ideas for t-shirts. The other thing that Grant and I were talking about while you were away, we held the fort down. We need to get some Camera Life merch made.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'll drop that.
That's the plan. Yeah. Well done, Jimbo. we will definitely get some Camera Life merch made. I might even do some Camera Life camera straps, but I think some t-shirts, maybe some hoodies. I don't know. I don't know what design though. Maybe, you know what would be interesting? Just instead of that, like just Camera Life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And get rid of the podcast bit too.
Oh, the podcast bit isn't in the brand most of the time. It's only for the podcast. So
okay. So just Camera Life. I don't mind the look. Like you could.
And then the little camera could do some stuff, but I don't know. Because that's the other thing. You could get the little camera could be just on a different t-shirt. Could just be a big print.
Yeah.
Just like
big print on the back.
In the middle. Yeah, on the
nah. I think on the front you'd go a little one, and then you'd go a big one on the back, or you'd go a small word on the front. I think big logos on the front. I'm not about it.
Not about
like
it.
If your shirt had that big logo on big, sorry, tell me that logo big, it wouldn't look right.
Interesting. Well, we'll work on that. We'll work on some new Lucky merch. Maybe we can give some away through the podcast to our live listeners.
See you later.
What was I doing? Pull up. I'm gonna do at some point. I'm going to do a big giveaway through this podcast, but I've got to wait till we have more than a handful of live viewers.
Yeah.
But I'm going to do through Lucky quite a large giveaway one day. But I just haven't figured out how to run it. But I think it'll be based on like basically a live comment. But I'm worried then people will just like spam the comments with gibberish. So I don't know how to go about it. Don't know.
Now you got it's a better question, I guess, that they've asked during the podcast that we've maybe answered.
Yeah. Huh? What? What question?
Like we could get them to ask us a question. Like,
they've
commented a question, so it's not just gibberish.
Question.
It has to be a question, or a statement, or they've answered a question, or
and maybe we'll say if you comment the same thing twice, you're disqualified. Because I just
unless we just missed it.
Spam it.
Grant wants to know, has your background changed?
Yeah, I saw that. No, it's kind of the same. Oh, maybe the lighting's different, Grant. I think I've got orange lights instead of blue lights. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But other than that, it's pretty much the same.
I'm going to get some colored lights, I think.
And you were on the news in Japan, Grant. Any views from Japan for the strap since I was showing it off on the Japanese news? Well, did you get any footage of yourself getting interviewed by the Japanese news with the camera strap on? That would be very helpful for me. If you could send that through. If Eilish filmed you maybe or something. Please, Grant. Thank you. Please and thank you. Goodbye. Loop Deck CT. Loop Deck CT.
Yeah.
So it's this one. And I didn't want this one to start with. I was like, I want dedicated knobs for all of the stuff and that kind of thing. And I don't, because these knobs, they've got no like, the name comes up next to them and it changes depending on the thing. But what I think is how I want to work is one hand on the Loop Deck, one hand on the mouse. And then I'll customize the Loop Deck to do a lot of the main things that I want to use it for. Because if I'm doing a fast edit, the main stuff is, exposure, white balance gets changed on almost every photo. A really fast copy paste. And I believe this has a quick way to do like a batch.
But the other one does that too. Does copy paste.
Oh yeah, no, the other one does it fine. This is smaller, so it can stay on my desk all the time instead of me moving it in and out of the way.
It is annoying.
Because it's like a one hand, it would sit next to my laptop as a one hand operation.
Yeah, you just have left hand, right hand.
And look, €499 to get something that's slightly different but kind of the same is probably a waste of money.
Doesn't sound like a Justin thing.
No.
I'll let you test it out for.
But the other thing is, I think for Final Cut for video editing, like having this stuff, because you can do it with Loop Deck Plus, the old school one, you can use it for Final Cut, but there's no way, you have to kind of memorize what each button does. Whereas here you can literally see, speed and all that kind of stuff. When you go into Final Cut, the buttons change.
So those purple buttons, are they like a little screen or something?
They're screens. And this is a screen too where it says highlights. That's different depending on what mode you're in. It's a screen. Cool. So they keep showing, unfortunately, this is what they show for like all of the photos. They must have only got one good photo. I'm like, why aren't you showing me all the different, like where's the Lightroom, show me what it looks like on Lightroom. And I'm like, that's all they've got, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, so compared to this, which has, I thought it would be better having dedicated knobs for everything in Lightroom. But like the amount of times I've used those HSL dials, because if I go to I use the mouse if I end up doing HSL stuff. I don't know why. It's just I can't get in the habit. So I thought I was going to use them a bit, and it would actually make me use HSL more, but I didn't. So I'm thinking this will be better. I also think it's probably a waste of money, and I'll figure it out from there.
Maybe sit on it for
I think sitting on it might break it. Yeah, I'm keen on it.
Yeah.
I'm keen on it. What else? Nothing else I'm buying, I don't think. Probably not.
Another R3?
Nah. Don't need two of them. I like having one camera. I love this camera though. I love it. I love it so much. It's the best camera. It's so good.
Except for the D850.
This is way better than D850.
It's better.
Yeah, it's way better. Way better in every way. Maybe not every way. It's not better in resolution, but every other way it's better.
I still enjoy my D850s, I think.
They're okay.
Pretty good.
They're okay, but they're on the way out. They're dying.
Yeah. They're not dying. They are the best DSLR ever made, and probably will be.
Yeah. Just like there was the best steam train ever made. But it's not. It's fucking 2023, man.
Yeah. It gets the job done.
Things change.
Hey, you miss how tack sharp the 28 and the 105 were.
Yeah, those lenses are great. You know what else is great?
On
the 28 to 70
camera.
f2. The 28 to 70 f2.
That's not a great lens. That's not as tack sharp.
Ooh, okay. Challenge accepted.
You reckon it's as sharp?
It's fucking sharp. Let's test it.
Yeah.
I'll put it on the R5 and we'll see.
Okay.
Do you want to throw the 58 in the mix there, champ? Old softy McSoft. You want to give that one a go?
Although it's not, if you know how to use it, that is a beautiful lens.
Oh, come on. It's not a small penis.
That's
how you use it. No, it's a soft lens, but it's a nice lens, but it's not sharp.
It's a beautiful lens. It's a beautiful lens.
It's lightweight. I like that.
It's very fancy.
Yeah.
I do miss how sharp even just having a 51.8 was. So.
Yeah.
That's stupidly sharp. But
I would have, yeah.
But janky as well.
What's your gut feeling when you change cameras? Do you reckon you'll stay with Nikon, or you go to, like when you go from DSLR to mirrorless, which will happen once they stop servicing steam trains, you're going to have to go to a different method of transport. Will you stay with Nikon, or will you change? Like what's your percentage chance on staying with Nikon versus changing to another brand, any other brand?
Staying would only be for comfortability, like knowing how kind of the menus work and.
That's all the same, pretty much.
Yeah, I know.
Not with Sony. Apparently, Sony is balls, but the Canon menu didn't take that long. It's sort of same.
Yeah, I shot with the R5, wasn't it?
Yeah,
shot with it for 3 days. The first hour, I definitely fumbled my way through the photos, and definitely zoomed in when I meant to zoom out and a few things like that. But
the fact that Canon and Nikon did that, that's like the biggest fuck around that they. Do you think they did that to like kind of stop people from swapping from brand to brand and stuff, like having the zoom rings go the opposite direction?
Yeah,
because
so
that's
annoying.
Unnecessary. Like it's just
I don't even use
unnecessary.
I don't use Zoom, so I don't even know how but it just doesn't. I used to use them, but I don't use them anymore.
Yeah.
But it still just messes me up.
Hmm.
And even when I'd think about it, I'd still stuff it up.
Yeah. Took me a long time to get used to Nikon after switching from Canon, and it's taken me a long time to get back to used to Canon.
Yeah.
But I'm back now. It's all good. But it's just an unnecessary difference in camera systems. There should be a law. It's like you can only zoom this one way.
To be fair, I don't know what I'll do. I haven't, I guess, made up my mind on that.
No, but like you're not like, oh no, 100% staying with Nikon, and you're also not 100% changing. You're somewhere in the middle.
No, I'm completely open. Yeah.
Are you 50-50?
I'm probably 50% maybe staying, and the 50% is, I guess, open to Canon, Sony.
NPS? Are you an NPS member still?
Yeah.
Or not?
Yeah.
Or, do you have to pay?
No.
You sure? Have they introduced Nikon NPS? You have to pay for Canon.
Oh, hang on.
To be a member. What's happened? You
Yeah, my slide, because I paused it. I'll start it again. My slideshow started.
Yeah.
So
you've got to pay to be a Canon Professional Services member.
Okay.
It doesn't seem to have pricing on the Nikon page. You mustn't have to with Nikon. I never did, obviously, but I thought they might have changed it in the last couple of years.
No, there's requirements on lens ownership. I think you have to have 3 2.8 zooms or 3 1.4 primes.
Yeah, same with
and like a full 2 full frame bodies or something.
Same with CPS. And I was just lazy because I bought all this Canon gear a few years ago, and I was like, at some point I'll sign up for CPS. I just haven't got around to it.
When you need it.
Yeah, when I need it. And then when when my button stopped working on my weather sealed camera, when I was out in the weather and the sealing stopped, it didn't stop the water coming in to my button on my switch, and my switch stopped working. Then I Googled CPS and I was like, I better sign up for this shit. And it's like it's $100 a year, which I don't mind paying. I wonder, because that's not going to go much towards like running CPS. It's sort of, it seems like it's almost like a token thing to stop people from just signing up for it for no reason, kind of thing.
Yeah.
To kind of keep it more professional or something, or more, or just have less members to service.
Do you get anything do you get anything being a member? Like, is it free body cleans or?
Yeah. Five cleans a year, and just then the normal
so it's
stuff.
Pretty good.
You get 30% off repairs, and that's always interesting because it's like, well, what a repair? Like, you guys make the prices up, so I don't even know what that means. Like,
it took us 4 hours later.
Instead of if hey Jim, if you give me $100 a year, I'll give you 30% off photography services. Like, what are your prices? I'm not telling. I'll tell you when you get some photography done, and I'll give you the invoice that's got 30% off it. You have no way of knowing what the repair costs are beforehand. So I'm sure that's 30% off, but still, that I don't know. And other than that, body cleanings and just the shipping back and forth and all that kind of stuff. I think they have like a service within a certain amount of days and that kind of thing. Same as MPS, but I don't know. It was just interesting that it was $100 and MPS is free.
Yeah, okay. But no costs for MPS. It's been, and to be fair, they've been amazing over the years.
Sometimes.
No, they've been good. They have really been good.
They've never sent stuff to the wrong place, or
they've sent stuff to your house.
No, not updated our details in the system after asking like 9 times.
Yeah, there's those things, but they've also sent that, like, I had a job interstate that I was still at home for, and then they sent my camera interstate to a pub.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Collect it from. in 3 days' time. So
And
they
it's
guarantee that it was there for the shoot.
yeah.
Like things like that. Like they do go above and beyond to get you out of trouble.
Yeah. I had a lot of trouble with that. And you had too? I'm trying to remember. Troubleshooting focusing on a camera that just wouldn't focus correctly. It was always back or whatever.
It was DF50, yeah. One of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had to send it back a few times.
Yeah.
I think it was the lens. I think the lens was out.
Yeah, but it
ended up being the filter. The UV filter. Took that off and it was
Oh, that's not. I think I had. I'm trying to remember as well. I had the same kind of issue when it was going back and forth with them, and they were kind of saying it's all within spec. You know, like they would send it back and they were like, it's within spec. I'm not sure what you're seeing, and I'm like, well, it's not. And then they ended up. I had to send the lens and the camera back, and they were like, oh, it's something to do with the way the lens and the camera are interacting. And I was like, okay, I told you there was a problem. Like, but they just wouldn't. They would just test the camera and be like, no, it's fine.
Yeah, I think I had that too.
Yeah,
I reckon it was 105, maybe 105 things.
Yeah, I shouldn't blame them too much because they probably get a million things coming through every day and people complaining, and it's just user error. But yeah, I had that one circumstance where it actually wasn't user error. The one time.
All right, I'm gonna have to wrap up in a minute because I've got to get to this open day in an hour and a half, and I've packed nothing. So.
All right. Well, we'll wrap the show up there. Thanks, listeners. Comment below what you'd like to talk about next time. We'll bring it up.
So next episode, we're going to have our plan.
We will have our plan ready, and there's also a good chance we're just going to dig into each of our camera bags, and we'll have a DSLR versus mirrorless showdown and see which kit.
I'll repack mine.
Yeah. People can comment on which kit's better. What would they have? I'll put a poll up. Which kit would you rather?
I might have to, because like my bag, the way that's set up in the car and stuff. I'll send you a photo so like we can put that in. So when I'm talking about how I use, because my bag's not just a bag, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, the insert in the drawer.
Yeah, I know the insert. I think it was mine.
Yeah.
I know it well. My f-stop bag now doesn't have camera dividers in it. It's just a shell.
Why?
Because you've got my insert.
Oh.
So I just got like an empty backpack.
Do I need to get a new one?
No, I don't know. I wasn't too worried about it. I haven't used it. It's just another bag I've got on the shelf. Another bag. That's what I should start a YouTube series called Just Another Bag. All right, you better go.
I better go. I've still got stuff to do.
Wrap this sucker up. Don't go yet. Hold on, one moment.
Okay.
Goodbye, world.
I'm here. Yeah. Bye.